angels, and welcome back to my channel. So today I have this purpley winter glamorous makeup look that I've been wanting to do for ages. So if you would like to see how I got this makeup look, then please keep watching. So I'm starting off with moisturising, and for that I'm using the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Cream. Let me know what you guys prefer with editing, if you prefer me showing the picture or having a pop-up come up on the screen like one of my other videos. So once I've done that, I left that for a few minutes, and here I'm just putting this Clarins Lip Oil onto my lips so that they're nice and moisturised by the time we put any lipstick on. Then I was moving on to primer. For that I used my Too Faced HangoverRx primer, and I'm just putting this all over my face and letting that also kind of sink into my skin as well before moving on to foundation. For foundation I used the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless foundation in the shade 220. I'm just dotting this all over my face and then blending it all out with the Beauty Blender. And I always use my Beauty Blender damp because it really helps kind of blend the product into my skin. And I also really like this foundation because it's a really nice matte but creamy texture. It's not like ever so drying or anything like that on the skin. Now moving on to eyes, I'm using this Colour Tattoo by Maybelline, and it's the beige shade, and I'm just putting this all over my eyelids as a nice base for my eyeshadow. And this is a nice dupe to the MAC paint pots. Then for all of my eyeshadow I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette, which I'm still loving and so obsessed over. So I'm taking the shade Treasure and I'm applying that to my brow bones as a nice highlight, and I absolutely love this shade. I really wish that they made it as an actual highlighter because I think it's really beautiful. Then I went on to my crease shade, and for that I used Sherbet, which is a really nice kind of browny warm tone, and I'm just putting this onto my transition kind of shade area, and I'm just blending that all the way with a fluffy brush. Then taking a mixture of Witchy and Beachy, I believe the colour is, my finger was totally covering the name, I'm just applying this onto the outer corner and then slightly dragging the colour into my crease as well, just so that there's a nice kind of blend of colours in the transition shade, not just like one blocky colour. So I'm doing the same thing to the other eye and then going in with this deep purple shade, which is a shade that I wanted to do a makeup look on my channel for so long because I love this colour. So I'm just packing this on to my eyelids, and I did quite a few layers just to get that intensity to the amount that I wanted it to be, and I'm just packing this on until I am happy with the level of coverage. And then I did also make sure that both of my eyes were looking as even as possible in the end, like I always do, and taking a fluffy brush to just blend out the edges so that it's not looking really blocky. And it did take away a little bit of the purple, so then I went back in with the purple, and then I also did blend it out again as well. And then once I was happy with the way that that was looking, I moved on to the next step. So I was going to smoke out the outer corner. And for that, I used that same Witchy shade, and I took the edge of my Smashbox Photo Finish primer, and I'm just going ahead and smoking the outer corner out like you can see here. And I'm just using a fluffy Zoeva brush for this. So I'm concentrating this colour on the outer third of my eye and then slowly kind of blending it inwards and slightly outwards as well, just so that everything is looking nice and diffused and there's no kind of like blocky colours anywhere. And blending is just like super key with this look, so keep blending until you are happy with the way that it's looking. And then it was time to do my eyebrows, and they are done, but I will leave a link to how I do my eyebrows in the info box below. Then I took a little bit of this pink champagne shade from the same palette, and I'm applying that to the inner corners of my eyes because I just wanted this kind of be like quite like a sparkly look as well at the same time, but I just felt like this air gave a really nice touch to the look. Then taking my Perversion eyeliner by Decay, I am lining my upper waterlines because this just makes my eyelashes look a lot thicker than they actually are. And then I moved on to liquid eyeliner, and I used the Maybelline Master Ink Matte. And here I've included every single clip of me doing my eyeliner. Like, I genuinely use the smallest strokes to get my eyeliner. I didn't want to do a wing or anything like that. I just wanted to have a bit of a line going on my lash line. Nothing too thick, nothing too thin, just kind of like a medium-y-ish eyeline. And then I went in with my mascara, so I'm using the Maybelline The Falsies Push Up Mascara. Why can't I talk today? This is so annoying. But I'm just putting a couple of coats of this onto my eyelashes, and I feel like every time I use this, I fall more in love with this mascara. But once I had done that, I decided to add a little bit of a matte black shade. Here I'm using Crave by Urban Decay, but you can use any matte black shade you want. And I'm just deepening up the outer corners, just because I felt like it lacked that 3D look to it. There was something missing in the eye, but I felt like this really kind of did it for the look. And then I also went and blended out any harsh lines as well. And a glamorous eye look like this is not complete without lashes, so here I'm just popping some of the Red Cherry Wispy lashes onto my eyes. And once I was done with that, it was time to move on to the rest of the face. So for concealer and highlighting, I used my Naked Skin Concealer by Urban Decay, and the shade that I use is Light Neutral. So I'm just adding this in the usual places of my face, so that's underneath my eyes in a triangle shape, on my forehead, the bridge of my nose, on my chin, and also around my mouth and cupid's bow as well. And once I was done with that, I blended everything out with my damp beauty blender. I just find this is like the best way. I like rarely use brushes for concealing and foundations anymore, but I am just making sure all those lines are nicely blended away into my skin. And once I was done with that, I wasn't actually going to do a cream contour, but I decided to do one anyways, and for that I'm using none other than the Laura Mercier contour kit. I am still planning to do a video on exactly how I like to use this, because this is my favourite cream contour kit out there. So I am planning to do that, and hopefully it will be done in a couple of weeks or so. So once I've got my contour lines everywhere that I want them to be, I'm just blending all of that out with my Real Techniques stippling brush, and again making sure that everything is nicely blended, because we don't want to look patchy or blotchy or anything like that. And if you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I will move on to setting all those areas. So I'm actually trying out the Laura Mercier setting powder, and I actually really like this. It's ever so finely milled, and it just looks so beautiful in pictures. It just blurs out the kind of skin underneath your eyes, which I really like. So I'm just setting all of that, and then going in with my Hoola bronzer by Benefit, and I'm just bronzing up my face and putting this basically where we contoured using the Laura Mercier contour kit. And then I did decide I wanted to deepen up the contour just slightly, so I took my Kevyn Aucoin Sculpt powder and took it on this contour brush by Zoeva, and just concentrated that on the outer part of my cheekbones just to deepen that up, and then also on my nose as well. Then I took some of my MAC Mineralized Skin Finish just to blend out those lines on my contour, just so that it wasn't looking crazy harsh. And I also did the same to my contour lines on my cheeks as well. So once I was done with that, I decided to move straight onto highlight. I didn't want to go for any blush on the cheeks, and I'm using another oldie but a goodie, and this is the Mary Lou Manizer by the Balm Cosmetics. And I'm just putting this on my top points of my cheeks and kind of joining that on to my eyebrow highlight. My eyeshadow highlight, and then also highlighting my nose and just the tops of my eyebrows and cupid's bow. Now finishing off the eyes, I'm taking some more of that witchy shade, and I am kind of smoking that out underneath my lower lash line and joining that up to the outer part of the top eyeshadow, so that everything is looking nice and joined up and not kind of blotchy and like disconnected. So yeah. And once I was done with that, I moved on to lining my lower lash line. So for that I used the Perversion eyeliner as well. And then I moved on to adding a little bit of mascara onto my lower lashes as well. And I'm just using the same Falsies Push Up Drama Mascara. And I actually love how intense my lower lashes look when I use this. And sometimes I only realise how good some products are when I look back at them in videos. And this is definitely one of them. Once I was done with this, I moved on to my lips, and I really wanted a dark lip for this initially, so I took the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in Potion because I wanted like a dark eye and a dark lip going on. But the more I kind of applied it, I was like, oh god, I hope this looks nice together. Then I took my Rouge Edition Velvet Bourjois liquid velvet lipstick in the shade number 10 to kind of like blend that all together and create like a bit of an ombre lip. But the more I did this, I was like, I am so not feeling this. Like, I just feel like it didn't go with the lip. I don't know, I just felt really like awkward, and I just didn't like the way that it was looking. So here is when I'm like, wait a second, Coach, this does not look nice. And I'm like, should I keep it? Should I carry on? And I was like, no. So I took some simple wipes and I wiped off my lipstick, went over it with my damp beauty blender to kind of get rid of any kind of colour on there, and took my Maybelline Nude Embrace matte lipstick, and I love this lipstick. It's one of my favorite nudes, and then I felt like the look was complete. So this, you guys, is my kind of glamorous wintry purple makeup look. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I have so many ideas of other videos that I want to do very, very soon for you guys, but if you have any suggestions of any party or Christmas color combinations or certain looks that you'd like me to do, then please leave me comments below or tweet me or email me, because I am more than happy for all the suggestions to come my way. But as always, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you did, and please don't forget to subscribe as well. And I guess that is all for now, and yeah, I guess I will see you all in my next video. Bye!